Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to tell a story real quick. There was some people sitting at the local guru and other gurus, and they're like, why can we not get it? What is it we don't know? Why can we not understand it? And that's a whole enlightenment thought. But let me tell a story. There's a guy, he knows where there's a cave. And he's blind, he cannot see. He have to find someone. He walk around there, he's blind. Hey, I know where there's a cave. Have you all seen Aladdin? You know, Aladdin and the cave. And Aladdin needs to go in there. And in this case, it's not, the blind guy is not searching for a cave full of gold. It's the same in the metaphor, but it's the door to heaven. You know, that's what he's searching for. Hey, I want to find the door to heaven. Then I can be healed and I can see again. And he finds some random people. In my case, it was like, you know, when the ring, a lot of the ring, when Frodo finds Sam, you know, in my case it will be like, oh, Sam will take all the bread, all the stuff, take the ring, and then just run for it, you know. That will be my Sam, you know. And yeah, and the blind man walks around, he finds someone, and they walk along and they help each other good out, and they get wise and eat good and everything. And then suddenly, the guy who can see, who is helping the guy who knows where this is seeing this staircase up there to the door to heaven. And the guy is like, wow, I think I know where it is now. I can see it. So he robbed the blind guy for everything, take his girlfriend or whatever, and just try just to take as much as possible, and then and steal, and then he run, and he opened the door of heaven. And it's like the Aladdin story. He walk in there and then it's like, no, 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 no. You are not the one who's supposed to go in here. And he ruins heaven. The blind guy have to sit down, maybe for years again, make a new door to heaven so he can get his vision back. Because, you know, we all one. So if one ant cannot see, then it can follow another ant. Or as in my case, I got a dog to be the dog who's leading me, because I trust her more than humans. So the blind guy sit down again, make a new door to heaven, find a dog, and tell the dog the heaven smell like this, and the dog will go around and he will find heaven. And he will tell the dog, stay there. He will go inside and he will get healed and come back out as a whole person. When you're searching for this feeling of bliss, asking for enlightenment, it's the group energy and the drugs. When you one time open a door, there will be an open door as long as some people are putting attention into it. If you're making a circle and a fire, or living somewhere, putting an energy into something, or, you know, the energy will always stay. So if you share all your sexual energy with everyone, then you will always be in the sexual energy of everyone. That's how it is. But in my case, all my senses and everything is very, very well on me. So I can see, I can hear, I can speak, I can make love, I can do everything. But not everything, because I'm damaged as everyone else. We get enormous traumas when we come into Earth. I'm gonna make a video about that. But in my case, I was like, most people evolve, they get the ground, the mom and the dad and the secureness, then they get the sexuality, and then they learn how to stay in their own emotion and control their own emotions. That's why we have this picture of the chakra, you know. Then if people evolve more than just that, they will start to be able to open their heart, open the throat and the speech, talk the truth, open their third eye, and then get enlightened. This is how most people did it. I would say I did it kind of opposite. First I opened my crown chakra, so I knew everything, and then, you know, I'm really good with my heart. You don't see it normally, because strange thing happens when you love bomb and you are a huge light being. You know, of course, Some people who don't have a heart chakra to open, they can just pretend by pushing a lot of solar plexus energy in there and see, this is how much I love you, you know, and then the girl is like, oh, he loved me, maybe I should stay with him. You know. No, but with me it's different. So the upper parts, which is the hardest one, is perfectly functional. The solar plexus is kind of, it needs to be adjusted, you know. Either I'm too happy and get into problem, or too depressed. I have to stay right in the middle. But it's really hard when you're alone all the time and the people run off, just to stay happy and alone. But that's managed also. So I actually only have problem with my sexual chakra, the hara chakra. So it's not like I'm blind, but it's like I cannot really receive before making a convincement, agreement, like commitment to someone, you know. And I'm committed straight up. I read people and see, no, no, yes, no, no. You know, like, because I know what I want in this lifetime. I want to be free and happy. So therefore I need someone who can resonate with that without reconstructing everything about them, you know. And yeah, so yeah, let me finish off this. So they sit there, as I started, they want to be enlightened or awake. They don't even know the difference. They just want this feeling of bliss, of just feeling satisfied with nothing, you know. And now I'm just making up a conversation here that was actually happening. I'm just repeating it. So the guru say, yeah, but I told you everything. Why don't you understand it? There is nothing. There's just this bliss state. And the other one is like, wow, but I don't feel this way. I feel the problematics and stuff. And then they will say like, yeah, but you know, not because my guru is really amazing. Not everyone is supposed to get enlightened in this lifetime. Not everyone can awaken. And then my guru was so amazing that at one point she actually said, do someone else want to sit in my chair? And I was like, I'm not ready for that, but wow, what an offer to get from a guru, you know. But I didn't go. But now I'm just, you know, reflecting upon this time sitting there under the feet of a guru, and if I would have went into that chair, being video recorded, being known, you know, and say the truth, it wouldn't have been so popular, you know. I would have said to the woman, why do you want to be enlightened? And then she would realize that she wouldn't. That's basically the story. And then I have a... And why wouldn't she that? Okay, she wouldn't be like to be enlightened because she would have to realize that she didn't did enough in this lifetime. So she is where she are at now. And it's her fault, everything. Because she didn't realize the truth. And now she's already inside another reality which she have made for herself, because she have manifested her whole life with help from others, of course. And she will realize she's already what she's supposed to be with the actions she choose. She will also have to realize that when she goes shopping after being in the guru place and spending money, that while she's having some nice food, maybe she's a little too fat, some people are starving, and that's her responsibility as an enlightened being, because we've become guardians or kings or queens, you know, we become those who have created, because we are the creators as well as we are not the creators. So that means that if she have a wish to awaken on a level, then she will have to realize that we are on a little bit dying planet, and it's her fault, and there's so much suffering, and it's her fault, and it's up to her to change, you know. And instead of saying all that, I will probably ask her, because normally the questions are not the right questions. So if I gave you enlightenment today, today, now, tomorrow you will wake up, you will be enlightened because I'm a big guru and I can maybe actually do that. If I had any desire to test it out, I would probably be able to do that. And take her somewhere, put her in this energy, in pure ignorance with her own brain set, just be extremely empowered being who feed on my energy, who can make magic and make big impact on the earth because she is now put in a state where she is not supposed to be, because everything is perfect. That's what you know when you are enlightened or awake, that everything is already perfect. There's nothing wrong with the moment right now, and what is the goal and what is the cause and how much damage did you get and where are you at. This is the timeline. Would you enjoy being up here if you never have been here? Would you enjoy being down here all the time and never come up here, No, of course, we want all of us to be in this happiness, but we are not, and that's the truth, and that's what you realize. And you realize it also have to do with yourself, because if you are a worse person, you will not even be there at the guru place. If you are a better person, you would maybe not even be interested. You will just have your happy home life and don't give a fuck about anything. And now you find yourself somewhere in the middle there, and you realize everything is your fault, and the bliss of being not awakened is that you can stay in your happy or unhappy guilt-free place where you don't have responsibility for all the world on your shoulders. That's why many people don't go into spirituality. They are only pleasure seekers because they want to fill the empty hole from the materialistic world we're living in, where things are on the screen instead of in reality. And the truth is that if I took you with me and say, now I'm gonna give you everything, you would run away probably, because everyone I've been with in this entire lifetime are not here. 0 of them. They have enjoyed my company, but no one followed my path, because I've been moving every 3 years of my life since until I got old enough to pay my own rent and I could stay as long as I wanted, but or just enlightened actually. Or just awake, or just lucky. I don't know, it's always fearful to think about when you're enlightened. You also know that this is a battleground, everything good surprise can come anytime, and you have to be prepared to receive them, even if they are so great, because it came from a dream state of yours, which you're not even comfortable stepping up to in the real world. So the biggest regret you can have is when you manifest on a great scale and you don't catch your own manifestation. Of course, I understand those people who absolutely did nothing at all in this lifetime to become more gorgeous and less barbaric. They feel this disappointment about there's not even any magic going on, but it's because of that you put your goal so low that you know exactly what is going to happen every month, every week, every hour in your life, because you have to go to work, you have to go home and sleep in your bed. You just manifested a compressed reality which is manifested entirely by you, which have no room for magic or freedom. And that's because even if you are small, unawakened, you're still a part of God, and your little part of God is your manifestation. Now you want to be free, you want to quit your work, you want to have everything you want to have, Before you wanted to work because you wanted to have everything you want to have. Now you want to have everything you want to have without working. And then you want to feel good all the time, even if you're doing bad and stuff. And this is pretty immature, and when you come so high in the vibration, you see that if you go outside for your home, what is the problem with spirituality? You want to know that one? Then I'm gonna finish this video, which I'm gonna upload so I can get more endorphins and love. Now I forgot what it was. Yeah, that's when the ego is speaking over the intuition. Then you completely lose it because it's just But I'm gonna remember it now. You know, as a lazy YouTuber, you're facing that problem that you cannot turn your video back 10 seconds to before you said the thing that distracted you, and re-see it, because then you will cut your video in 2 parts and then you have to put it through the rendering program. So I cannot go back and watch what I was talking about. I have to remember the whole thing. Just a little insider about how it is to make those videos, you know, because some people they're just freely talking, like they're talking on the phone, like it doesn't matter, but instead they should think that what they're saying every second does matter as soon as they say it, recorded into the internet, right? Because people will remember. I totally don't remember. It just came out of me. What is the problem with spirituality? And then I just had the perfect outro. But now I forgot again. One of the problem is that they want to be something they are not, you know. People want to be something which they are not, which the society and community does not support. They want to be high vibrating love being. Yeah. The problem with spirituality is that to be spiritual, you need to stay at as low frequency as possible in your energy. You know, you don't need to have a huge output to impress a huge crowd. You don't need to be sensitive to absorb everything, right? That's the two kind of realities the spiritual people have. They feel everything, they understand everything, or they affect everything, you know. You need to be satisfied in the now and be neutral in your own happy energy without letting the world affect you. And this is like a playground in the school where you're gonna get bullied all the time, and all kind of bad stuff is kind of happening to you. When you have a conversation with your friend, he will insult you, and people will judge you, and you have to have no weapons. You need to stand here with your most lovely energy just shining out without putting up a mask or an energy field to protect you, other people's energy. Just stand alone and be, while the world is just gonna, the night will come, you will freeze, the hunger will come. Some places there's not even a public toilet. You need to check your emails and stuff. Everyone think that your girlfriend's energy is so lovely since you met and you made love with her. They just think she's shining more than ever, and they all try to fuck her right in front of your face. And you just have to stand there, shine, know, if you want to be awake, that the other people are really existing, and the Matrix as well are existing. It's not a movie or a game, you know. You have to realize all that, and you have to know that the other they are really bad criminals. They're just not captured yet because they didn't, you know, they're potential criminals, most of them. If they got the chance, they would not say no to rape your girlfriend or to steal your, they would just, you know, if the circumstances are right, they would do it. And you have to know all that about everyone and be open for everyone to enter your energy, and breathe the other air from other people. Stand on the same ground, sit on the same seats as they have been sitting. If you want to be polite, they can sit on you as well. Okay, now we're finishing this video. So basically share everything you got while you get robbed and insulted and even violated sometimes. That's the problem with spirituality. That the spirituality is just covering a feeling of bliss made out of a group energy, as for example the follower of Jesus. They have many different Jesus characters and Jesus places and Jesus groups. And it's not like Jesus, I'm a very... Now we are going too far in this video. Okay, let's end the video here. I'm just putting this as a bonus. I'm a very spiritual being, and I've been reading the Bible. I've been in the church. I've been looking at the sculpture and Jesus and stuff, and I don't feel Jesus' energy. It's not because I've been more in church than most of the people who I was with. Because he's dead, maybe. He's not alive. He don't have that energy that you can suck on. Like you will expect a guru to share energy you can suck on. Like, like, and so what you're searching in spirituality is this state of feeling loved, feel that there's a hope for planet Earth and your children and your grandchildren and your next reincarnation, and feel love and feel secure, like a real alpha male who can really bring you the comfort, like he is God and he's Jesus and he can die and he can do whatever he wants, and you need something to believe on in this cruel world. And the spirituality is giving you this little piece of bliss state, like in a world war, right? Then you can search into spirituality and you can feel safe there, and then you cannot go out of this spirituality because it's just so fractal and dumped down that, it's like people on drug went to India to study this and brought it back home from people who spent a lifetime practicing to be one with the universe, and then they stopped taking the drugs, and then they get boring, but then they get kids, and here we are now. And the problem with spirituality is that to be a spiritual being, now I'm over exaggerating this video. You have to prove that you're worth something. You have to prove that you can send out a good energy, that you can not get insulted by others, because everyone is a mirror of yourself. So if they project something bad, then it comes from yourself. You have to take the full responsibility of all the crime and all the hunger on the planet and say, yeah, some part of it is my shit. And you have to be ready to fight, and you have to be, you have to be like a rock in your energy, so nothing can move you. Now I'm over exaggerating too much in this video. Maybe we should just break it off here. When they start to beam you with this 5G, who will go in and just, make your energy into zombie mode for a frequency that someone choose would be good for normal people who cannot awake to be in. And you will have this screen on and a mask and something on your ear, and then you, in a sense, don't even know if you're here, and maybe one day you will not be here, because it's like going to sleep. You never know if you wake up, and if you put you go in the game, you don't know if you ever go out, because now I stop this video because your life is so boring that it's almost not worth living, and you want to kill yourself, and you want to just escape into a video game to get some endorphins to your brain so you can try to feel happy. And when it's not gonna work, you're trying meditating because maybe that can make you feel happy. But it's the game, the matrix, God's heaven, the earth, the consciousness. Nothing of this, the vastness even, is not made to make you feel happy when you're doing bad. It's like the endorphin. When you're doing good for someone, they get happy, or you drink water, you get happy, or someone benefits from something, then you get endorphins. If you're just making a random video to get some attention, like stop this video, Milos. like a kid standing up in front of its parents. Look me, now I'm traveling here, and putting pictures up so everyone can see you. Then you're fully in your ego. And then you are even allowed to make spiritual videos where you're talking about other gurus, because we have no rules anymore, because nothing apparently exists. And that's where you're wrong about spirituality. Spirituality is not giving you a free pass to anything, but your level of awareness and your level of suffering will match up with your karma and will count in your dharma, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Even if you're not spiritual, you can click off this video now. Even if you're so addicted to share your love and you get older and people don't like you like when you were 16 or 10 anymore, and they start to see you as less lovable, and then your body will start to explode of fat because you have to compensate for not being able to love so as much as you used to, and then you eat more, and also maybe just the fact that you cannot get rid of the love make you fat, And I think it's both, actually. That's explain why some people work out, eat nice, and get fat. They just have too much love. Their parents treat them too good. They were expecting to being in a loving planet, and then they grow up, got fucked, start to work, and they realize, I'm gonna explode. There's no room for me here. No one can love me. I have so much love, but this world is so without love. Now I have to go to spirituality, and then I can get a little mirror into a little hope for me, while you're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So I'm not talking about spirituality. I'm not giving you the solution in this video. I'm just having a little fun video about the spiritual path. Yeah, this should be the intro, actually. This should be the intro. The spiritual path one have to walk. The way to enlightenment. I can also just put the intro here, because then you realize you have been served in this video. I already told you one more time. You could just watch it again. Yeah. The spiritual path. The way to enlightenment. What is keeping us away from enlightenment? Why do we desire enlightenment? Do we desire enlightenment? Do we just want to be grateful and awake a little bit to a level where we can be more functional and grateful for our life? Do we want time wasted on nothing, or do we want time wasted on something who gives us money? Do we want to be sitting on a mountain in bliss, or do we want to be in the real world? Do we want to go so far into masturbating in our own spirituality and feelings and chakras and breathing that we cannot interact with other people? Do we want to be an alpha hen who is or woman who is the one other people follow? Do we want to have all the questions? That's another problem with spirituality. Some people, they build their career or ego, or they just, if they're really enlightened, they can go to a state where they say, I have to be trustworthy. I have to answer the questions. Because when you get totally enlightened, there's never a real question. Because when you even understand the Mandela effect, you will also understand that what is true is just so limited in a way. Like the guards came up. One was a monk here, one was a monk here, and they all have their own monastery. And they came up and they speak, and you can read in the not in the Bible but in the Buddha Bible, how they were talking to test each other out, and there was not really. Do you want to talk with other people in a respectful level like their guards, or do you just want to play around, have fun, like your bro or your old school play guy, or what is it called? I don't know. Where you want to be? That's maybe first thing. So all this thing about spirituality basically just are a symptom that you want to feel good and you're not feeling good. And that's why I want to be spiritual. It's not because you want to cry for days and weeks. It's not because you want to realize how terrible a person you are. It's not the reason you want to go into spirituality. You just want to feel good. That's the reason. When drugs are not enough, you can go into spirituality. So, yeah. So, but for all spiritual people that come this day where they just don't want to talk about spirituality anymore, they just want to live their life. You know, Buddha, he was hungry and then he started to eat. And that's what I'm doing now. I don't give a fuck anymore. I just have to build my tribe, my group energy around my 3 animals. Then we are 4 people and that's enough. And then I'm gonna live my life and I'm stopping giving a fuck about anything else than myself. And then I probably get super attractive because now they think I'm not a Sigma male, which is the weakest one. They think I will become an alpha male. Yeah. And then Rumi, the big doggy, is coming the beta male. She will be totally controlling everything around me. You know, she's really aggressive. And then the little Muffy will become the alpha male, which is the one who is telling the beta male which to bite and which one not to bite and what to do when they meet other dogs and have to put them in their place, you know, because she's just a machine, just wants to eat everyone up. And Muffy more have the judgment. She can even go and meet a cat without the cat getting scared and run off, because she just have this language that she know how to show the cat, hey, I'm not up for you, but how are you? You know, she can do that, Muffy. She's amazing. So she's the alpha. And then I want to go from being a total loser into a Sigma male who are attractive. And then I don't give a fuck about anyone, you know. And then they can watch my YouTube channel. And then I'm just working on to be able to walk on the earth. I even have good shoes and stuff, but you know, it's just dragging me down, all this fear and from the mass consciousness. So that's what I'm working on, to create my own energy around me without having anyone else than my animals in my energy. That's a tough one. So now you can start practicing spirituality, because now you know what it is about. You have to find yourself. You have to realize the gravity of the situation on planet Earth. And then you have to feel which energy is not from the guy who fucked you, and which is not from the mom and dad and other people, and who you are. And when you find yourself, you just have to get really strong in your own energy. Not being a bitch or a queen, but being this humble being who just wants to serve the world, even